and there's something that you mentioned that made me think of. I did a presentation on kind of decoloniality in Scotland, and there was, I think, a gasp when I kind of spoke about Scotland as a potentially post-colonial or partly post-colonial context, because it was both an instrument of colonization and coloniality, but in many ways, because of that, like you said, that emphasis on standard English as the dominant form, there have been some moves to include Scots language and Scottish literature into the curriculum, and those are significant moves. But like you said, there are multiple ways that Scotland's becoming increasingly diverse, and so what it means to be Scottish, be in Scotland, speak in and across languages in Scotland, and experience what it means to live and be here. It's it also needs to be recognized, and there's a history of that maybe doesn't always filter into the classroom.
We've got a question from Andrew Fry about that, actually. Would you consider the lack of Scots being recognized as a language that's properly taught in schools rather than just the occasional class on Burns, an English class, part of coloniality of knowledge? So, I think, again, it is about those hierarchies of power within language. So again, standard English is seen as worth studying, but actually in the Scottish curriculum with the Scottish set text, I've seen that actually more teachers are teaching Scots text. We've got Anne Donovan. We've got lots of different options to teach Scots, and even for me, I mean, I don't speak Scots. It's quite challenging for me to read some of the texts out loud, but then I get pupils in the class to read them, to use the right pronunciation, and that's a way of valuing the diversity in the classroom and also the different identities that tend to be, I guess, marginalized if you look at Britain. But within that, we also need to think about the relationships of power within Scotland. So looking at Burns, he was, if his writing didn't take off, he would actually have ended up in Jamaica, I think, as a plantation, working on a plantation, managing slaves. So we need to think about that history as well, not thinking of Scotland just as a victim in a way, because there was a lot of complicity in that process of colonization and exploitation of lands. So that is something that we also need to consider when we are trying to increase diversity in multiple narratives in the teaching of English texts and history as well. So